Welcome to part 5 of my series reviewing character designs from the series DC Superhero Girls Generation 1 2015. Today's character is Raven. Now this character was introduced in Season 4, and there was one minor change to her design between her, I think, second and third appearance, which is that her hair was originally the same color as her cloak, but they changed it so that the blue matched her dress instead, and I think that makes a lot more sense because the cloak and the hair are like right next to each other. You might recognize Raven from other media like the Titans cartoon or the reboot of that, where in both versions she's wearing a leotard, but this design is quite different because as you can see, she's wearing a mini dress with some tights and boots and gloves. I really like this choice because even though it stays true to her aesthetic and is very aesthetically similar, there's more pieces in the outfit, so it's more elaborate, and I think visual interest is a very important thing for cartoons or dolls. Did they make dolls of the series? I don't know. Similar to Poison Ivy, I think they also changed her outfit to a dress to make it less like sexualized, but I think the mini dress was a cute decision. I like the way it looks. The color scheme in this one is also a drastic improvement from her previous appearance on the show Teen Titans, in my opinion. So for example, in her previous show, she had purple hair and a blue cloak, and the purple and blue were like similar but only slightly different in hue, and it was just not it. Whereas this one, she has 3 different blues going on that are the very same hue, maybe different saturations and lightnesses instead. So it's more cohesive of a color scheme, as well as the fact that the red details are more evenly dispersed throughout her design. So for example, instead of only having a gem on her forehead, her cloak pin, and her belt, there's also red on her gloves, boots, and her hair as well. So more of that red going on just feels way more balanced instead of just having random touches of red. There's also a tattered hem, or like a mock tattered hem on her cloak, which sort of reminds me of the aesthetic of like underworld looking things or like evil gothic looking things, which very much fits the story of Raven and how she's from an alternate dimension. Is Azeroth an alternate dimension, or is it a planet? I'm so sorry, I'm not that caught up on the lore. But like with her father being a demon and stuff, Raven in general borrows a lot of underworld looking aesthetics, so the tattered hem was a very good decision. I wish they could have incorporated that in more places because that angular shape isn't repeated all that much. As you can see, there's a very similar shape going on the tops of the boots as there is with the tattered cloak hem, but it's not really anywhere else. The ultimate visual effect with the only tattered hem and boots having the triangle shape plus the hair, it does match pretty well. It is pretty cohesive, but I think that they should have leaned in harder to that decision and maybe tattered the hem of the skirt or something similar. I've also got a picture here of what this Raven design looks like with her hood up, and there is still that usual like shadow cast on her face, and it's even personalized to the style of the show with the way that they added gradient, but it just doesn't look as true to her character to me. I guess what I'm used to seeing is a version of Raven that like looks totally different with her hood up. She looks like this silly little creature. Like, I'll put one of those designs up now, but here she just looks like some random girl. This is not selling that it's Raven to me. Also, now that I'm looking at it, are these 2 different dresses? In one of these pictures it looks like she's wearing a very wide neckline. Like, you can see the area around her neck, and her neck doesn't have any sort of fabric on it. Wherever the neckline is, it has to be under where the hood covers, and then in the picture with her hood up, she's wearing like a turtleneck. These might be from different episodes, I'm not sure, but like that also could be an internal consistency. Once again, the consensus is the show really popped off, made the design unique and aesthetically pleasing, and most of the time actually stayed true to the character in this case. And I love the really like fun touch of the red hair. So suggest who you want for tomorrow's character, or just let me know in the comments if you agree with my review.